Did
Gotcha.
you did you end up reading the novel of War and Peace?
I did not.
Are you just taking my word for it? What it says?
I am.
Oh, Lonnie.
Hello and welcome to Disney with the Ducks. I'm your host for today, Lonnie G. But hey, you didn't tune in here to see me. You tuned in here to see everyone's favorite duck, and that is Jody B. Jody B, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Hi, friends.
And we have two very special guests. They've been on before. You've asked for them to return. They have. First off, we have Jared. Jared, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing great, Lonnie. How are you doing? Thanks for having me. By the way, this is always fun.
Oh man, you are too kind. No, thank you for being here. And we have Vegas, Scotty G. How you doing, sir?
I'm so happy to be here. This is so great. When I'm around the Ducks, I just get so excited. So, Lonnie, Jody, thank you for having me. It is a pleasure to be around your presence today.
Wow. Jody, please make sure to pay Scotty G for his kind comments. He takes Venmo, he takes Cash App. Just go ahead and send it.
Well, I'll be on a ship with the two of them next summer, so I guess I have to buy them a drink or two.
Apollo.
Just say, Lonnie, there's room.
I gladly accept payment in the form of cocktails.
Lonnie, I'm just saying that ship is not sold out, and I know you love your Disney Cruise Line as well. So, you can hop aboard. Just saying.
I do love my cruises. Jody B didn't invite me to that one. I think she wants to have you all to herself. She's like,
No invitation is needed, and invitation is always implied.
I'll take it. I will roll with that. So, hey guys, if you like what you hear, and of course you do because we have two great guests on, please go into your podcatcher of choice. Give us 5 stars. It helps with the algorithm. It helps people find us. So maybe we one day may get 5 listeners if we're lucky. So, yes, give us 5 stars. I would say I'm begging, but I am begging. Come on, go ahead and give us 5 stars. If you have any feedback for the show, would you like to hear us do a show or anything like that, please give us your comments as well. This is episode 192. We're going to be doing the Wine and Dine Weekend recap. Both Jared and Scotty went down, ran the races. I hate to run, so I didn't run them, but they did, and they're going to share their experiences with them, and hopefully we motivate some people to sign up for the next Wine and Dine race. So with that being said, we're going to get right into it. Jody B.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to throw it to you, and I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
And you can start off for us, right? So I want you to start off getting to know our special guest. So with that being said, you're looking at holidays. Thanksgiving's right around the corner. Christmas right after that. We had a spirited conversation this morning in regards to Thanksgiving. Is it better than Christmas? Yay, nay, I don't know. We know what you think. But to me, it's officially Christmas time. Jody B, what's your favorite holiday and why is it Christmas?
Christmas starts the day after Thanksgiving. Hard stop. My entire house is decorated with turkeys and fall decorations and leaves and all the reds and oranges and yellows. I don't want red and green until the day after Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. It gets no love. Everybody ignores it. And so I go all out. At 7:30 this morning, I had every single Christmas or every single Halloween decoration put away. And I had all of our Thanksgiving decorations put out, including outside, because Lana had soccer this morning at the crack of dawn. So I was up, so I might as well do something. So, yep, I am Team Thanksgiving 100%. Christmas has its own month. Let it have its month.
Jared, savor. Is it Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Christmas begins at 12:01 after Halloween.
Yes. I think that's a mic drop.
I will die on that hill. I'll die on that hill.
All right. Scotty G.
I'm Team Jody B here. You got to give Thanksgiving some love. I will say though, I live in a house with someone that was born on Thanksgiving Day, and turkey is her thing, like that was probably the first thing she had when she was born was a piece of turkey and some gravy. So she just loves the turkey. So we have to celebrate Thanksgiving. I mean, we can't just go straight to Christmas because we got Liz Giving coming up, and we got the big parade. Like the Macy's parade is like one of my all-time favorite things to watch on TV. Jared, I think you actually went to it once, didn't you? Or you tried
We
to?
did.
Maybe?
We did. We
Yeah.
went to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I think it was 2012. That's a one and done.
Yeah, I know. I think it would be a one and done. It's a lot more comfortable from your couch. I'm just saying.
It is, and it's a much better view.
Well, hey,
But
I mean,
go ahead.
all those are great answers. We're gonna split it. I'm gonna say it's Christmas time right now, right? So we'll go 2 and 2. Unfortunately, Scotty G he has to accept Thanksgiving. I mean, hey, look,
I really had no choice. I really
that's
had no
okay,
choice in
Lonnie.
my house.
Lonnie, that is okay. Everybody is entitled to their wrong opinion.
Exactly. It what makes podcasting great. Everyone is entitled to their own wrong opinion. So, thanks, guys, for sharing. So, hey, I am so excited to talk about Wine and Dine. I missed it this year. Everybody knows I hate running, but I do miss the running weekends. So we're going to get off and started to kind of talk about that. Scotty G, what races did you participate in for Wine and Dine Weekend, and when did you fly in?
All right, so I participated in all 3 races. A lot of times I don't do the 5K unless if it's part of the Dopey Challenge, which you kind of have no choice for, right?
Mhm.
But I like the Mulan theme for that. I was kind of like a late registrant for that. Like I was signed up for the challenge, and then I got that Twitter alert. I think we all sign up for those, right? For when registration opens up. I saw the 5K was there. I was like, I'll try it. It's probably good. Those things always go away like within seconds anyway when you get those alerts. I thought I'd try it, and it actually worked for once. So I was like, well, I guess I'm doing the 5K now. Got to bump my flight up a day earlier. But no, I got there on Thursday, so the day of the expo. I tried to maximize my PTO as much as I can. I like to take several vacations throughout the year, so that was just one way of saying like, hey, if I can just go Thursday through Monday, just only use 3 days of PTO, maybe I can do a Thanksgiving trip later this year too. So I went down on Thursday, the day of the expo.
Nice. Hey man, being a wise steward of your PTO is really good. So and look, congratulations on that Mushu medal.
Yeah,
Jared, what races did you run, and when did you get down?
So this year we did just the challenge. So we forewent the 5K, or is that the correct past tense usage of forego? Is we forewent? We forewent the 5K and just did the 10K and the half, which was good because we kind of neglected our training. So it was nice to go in and not have to wake up that extra day, that extra morning. And we arrived actually late Tuesday evening, the 21st, got in around midnight, spent the night at the All-Star Sports, and then the very next morning checked out of there and went over to Gran Destino and spent the rest of our time at the Gran Destino Tower at Coronado Springs. That is our absolute favorite resort on property.
I mean, it has a great restaurant right there. I always give it too many rivers. 3 bridges, right? How many bridges, Jody, am I supposed to be talking about? 3 or 4?
Yeah, 3 bridges.
I always say 4 bridges because I just like even numbers, and Jody always corrects me. But good deal.
I like even numbers too, Lonnie. That's good.
Yeah. So I always might say 4 bridges. She's like 3. All right, okay, Jody, 3. So good deal. So you had a little extra time down there. That's pretty cool. Awesome, good deal.
And
I'll
Scotty,
tell you one thing though, Lonnie. I'll tell you something, Lonnie. I'm sure we're about to get to it here soon, though. Wow, Jared and I were really excited. Like, yeah, we're sitting at Coronado. This is going to be an awesome, because I was at Coronado as well. Not in the tower. And I was slumming it in the villages at Coronado, But I had to, right off the bat, got to kick off. We were missing Jody. Jody was going to be there at Coronado with us. And Jody, I don't know if you want to share, if you shared on other episodes, but it was heartbreaking for you not to be there having all the fun with us, because we bring the fun.
you guys do bring the fun. And it was Timmy B's birthday weekend, so it was going to be extra fun.
That Sunday was the day of the half, was his birthday. Yep.
Yes. And Jared made some pretty epic dining reservations that I was breaking my heart having to skip. So I think everybody knows I had hamstring reattachment surgery, and September, and now off of crutches, and I'm walking. Woo-hoo! Had some setbacks, some things happen. It's been quite the recovery, but I'm making progress. And my goal is to hope to walk the 5K at Dopey. So my PT thinks that it may be a possibility. So because it's not timed, so I can take my good old time. So I'm making slow, steady progress, which is all you can hope for.
Awesome. So glad to hear that. And yeah, I mean, I echo Scotty's, sentiments that you guys, your presence was definitely missed.
Yeah. I will admit that I often thought, like, what are they doing right now? What fun are they having? What bar are they at? What drink
You
are
could
they?
always message us. And sometimes we're so in the moment, like we like to share, right? We all share. Lonnie, I know you love sharing when you're on your trips too. It's just, but sometimes you're just like in that moment, like at GO82, and then you realize you've been there for 3.5 hours. Like, oh, I haven't like checked in with anyone else in the outside world, which is kind of great. That's a great thing about Disney sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. So you two were reunited on Expo Day. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
So Jared, because you were there for 2 days earlier, did you or you and Stacy do anything awesome, like any special restaurants or any special things you guys did before the G's arrived?
We did. So we were able to score a reservation for the Beacon Barrel, the new lounge at Magic Kingdom. That's right outside of Pirates of the Caribbean. So we got to have a sneak peek of that before everybody arrived. Had a really good time there. It's a really cool space that it's very Oga's Canteen like. It's very Trader Sam's like. But just has that pirate theme to it, and I want to say that they have not lapsed on quality when it comes to those types of spaces, because we had a couple of the appetizers. We got the chip and dip sampler, and we got the poblano pepper corn cakes, which were both very, very good appetizers in and of themselves. And then the two cocktails that we each were able to get, we both really enjoyed those. And Stacy did, of course, come home with the souvenir mug.
Oh, that's a must.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, because I had heard that the drinks are pre-mixed there, and that all, like Oga's, and that always kind of throws me off a little bit. I don't think that I just don't believe that a cocktail could be as good if it's pre-mixed as it is if you have a mixologist making it right there in front of you. So I'm glad to hear that your experience was positive, and because I know, okay.
So they are. I will interrupt. I will interject. They are pre-mixed. On our first visit to the Beacon Barrel, and if you caught that, yes, we had multiples on this trip. Because we enjoyed it so much. Our first one, we got to sit at the bar. We actually got the kids table at the bar, which is the accessible seats that are at the bar. And so we were right at eye level with one of the bartenders, and we were talking about the cocktails, and they said, yes, they are pre-batched, they are pre-made. And the reason why they do that is, just for the sheer volume, one, that they have to do in a day and in such a small space, and that 45-minute time limit that the guests have, and they hold you to that. So there are times if I have to, take a sidebar and point out a negative, they really do enforce that 45 minutes to the point where it's a bit uncomfortable. But other than that, that's the only knock that I have against the place. Other than that, the place is great. The experience is great. But the second reason is that the second takeaway from their drinks being pre-batched is they make them on the spot every morning. So they're doing these pre-batched cocktails, and they'll have just the sheer volume of empty bottles that they have to, cart out of the place, when they're making their cocktails. So it's more of an efficiency thing. And yeah, I do get what you're saying, right? It kind of takes the spirit, if you will, away from a handcrafted cocktail when it's pre-batched. But I didn't get that at all with any of these. They're all very high quality, very potent cocktails, and I can't say that the cocktails were bad at all. I mean, they were a highlight of the experience.
Oh, good to hear.
Now, Scott, have you gone to the Beacon Barrel as well?
I have. I went 2 days later after Jared just had his experience there. I went on the day of the 5K on that Friday, and more breaking news. So we lost Jody and Tim this weekend, but we also had another friend that could not make it. The good news is they got to spend a few days before. They had like a 9 to 10 day trip, Lonnie, planned, and then they're going to end with the Run Disney. But they left the day of the expo due to some family emergency. So that was unfortunate. It was the right call. I definitely respect. It was our friend Wade and Shelly. I knew why they had to leave, and it was the right call to make. But he also had a Beacon Barrel ADR made for us for a group of 6. And I told him, he asked me, he's like, do you want me to keep this? Do you want me to keep this other reservation I have? I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and keep those. We'll find some people that could do those. I definitely didn't want to lose that Beacon Barrel. Like, I know he's going through this thing, but I was like, I didn't want to sound selfish, but I was like, yeah, keep the Beacon Barrel. I think that'll be good. So then when Jared was saying he had visited multiple times, I asked Jared and Stacy, like, hey, we have a couple more openings for this Beacon Barrel on Friday. Do you want to come? And I know Stacy really enjoyed it. So I was glad to have some veterans with us, only 2-day veterans, but they got us comfortable with the place. And Jared and Stacy got to experience a new section of the lounge as they were at the bar, as Jared mentioned. We were in a complete different room, like the captain's quarters is what I believe they called it. And I will say, you miss some of the action. Like, you're kind of tucked away in this corner, and there's a lot of things happening near the front of the lounge. I mean, you can still hear things. There's still a good energy, but there were some things you were possibly missing in that room. But it didn't really matter because the drinks were great, the food was fabulous, and the company was even better. But they do rush you. I couldn't believe it when our server Jason came over, and we were like 20, 25 minutes into the meal, and he was like, all right, it's halftime. You got to place your order right now. I'm like, what? Like, halftime? I'm like, are you kidding me? So they will stick to that 45-minute rule, no doubt.
Wow.
You got to tell them this. I need overtime. You need to be here a little bit longer.
Halftime, this is like a college football game where we're going to go like 8 deep overtimes here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just keep going for 2. We're going for 2.
So especially with the day before, right? We spent 3 hours in GO 82. Right. And felt absolutely comfortable doing so. And then we go to the Beacon Barrel. It's like, all right, 25 minutes in, order your second drink. And the first drink, you're slamming it to finish it. And they bring you that second drink. And along with that second drink is your bill.
Yep. One thing that note too, because this is new, right? So that kind of makes sense, right? I think they're just trying to get, there's a lot of popularity with this lounge right now. So they're just turning tables over so they can get as many guests in. But with that, trying to get as many guests in. So we were a group of 6. It was me, Liz, Jared, Stacy, our friend Dana, and our friend Beth joined us as well. But we were at a table that sat like 8. There was another family that they sat with us at like a half round booth. So even though you're a party of 6, pretty good size, you will potentially be seated with another group. So just throwing that out there too. So even when you think you have a large group that should be fine to have your own table, you may not.
Kind of like OVAs, where you're always sitting with strangers.
Yes. So we had to behave a little bit because there was a kid with us.
But
we always behave though, right? I mean, come on.
Just a little bit though. Just a little bit.
I did ask Jody B to ensure that we get a Beacon Barrel for marathon weekend. I know it's going to be challenging, but it's one of those things. I've done a great job of staying off, Instagram videos of it and Facebook videos because I want to take it all in when I first get there, which I like to do at all rides and in bars, things of that nature. Same thing with Ogles when I went over there for the first time. I want to take it all in, but so glad to know that you guys had a fantastic time.
Well, without spoiling, I can give a recommendation on my favorite drink there.
Please.
And my favorite drink is the Salty Sea Margarita.
And make sure you order it like
that. That is how you have to order it.
And Jody, it has some ube, so it has like a little like Polynesian flair.
Oh, fun. Yeah, I was a little worried about what I would order there because I think everything is rum based and I'm not a big rum girl. So
I got 2 things that were not rum. So I think you'd be fine.
Good.
Actually, I don't know. My second drink, I just kind of ordered it and like because there was the pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jody and Lonnie, there's like I didn't have the menu and I was like, whatever you recommend. That's not what I did because like I felt like I was on a time crunch.
I panic when I have a short time. I'm like, bring it.
Okay, so fun at Beacon Barrel. That was you guys had it before race weekend. You guys also had it on 5K day. So let's jump to Expo Day. Did you deal with all the merch and all the craziness with that? Or did you just kind of say like, been there, done that. I don't need any more merch. See you later.
We did the merch. We were lucky enough to get a very early boarding group, so we didn't have to wait around and camp out on the grass along the sidewalk like a lot of people do, which I really dislike. I know they're trying to keep crowds down by having the boarding group, but it just makes people camp out and it makes the sidewalks more congested. But anyway, with that said, we did go to the merch booth or the merch floor and check that all out. I thought they had a really good selection of merchandise this year. Stacy came away with, I don't know, probably $300-400 worth of stuff. I know she got a new carry-on size bag, so that was a decent chunk of it. But then she got her standards, right? She got the pin, the metal pins, and she got magnets and shirts and stuff like that. But yeah, the merch it was a very good selection, and I thought the artwork was all very good this year as well. In that same arena, they also had the Brooks shoes, right? So they had a new Stitch themed shoe of the Brooks shoes. They had the classic Mickey and Minnie. I think they had in January for Marathon Weekend. I think that's when they had those. And they also had an Epcot themed shoe, which was really cool looking. So a couple of new shoes to choose from.
Did either one of you purchase any of the shoes?
Nope. I passed on the shoes. But I think Scotty has a pair.
I passed on the shoes. I do have a pair of the Mickey Brooks, that first edition that came out. And I will say, like, when we were in the corrals for, believe it was for the half marathon, they had like a Brooks senior level associate in the corrals, and they interviewed him, and he said the Mickey and Minnie were retiring right after that weekend. So
wow.
If you did not get that one, you're probably going to have to go to eBay to get those in the future.
Wow.
So
if only they made those shoes in wide width, I'd be all over them, but they don't.
Don't they?
No.
Oh, maybe the men's, because I always wear a wide.
Brooks regular shoes they do in wide, but from what I understand, all the runDisney shoes are not running in wide width. So anyway. All right. So Expo, were you guys at the Expo together or no? No, because you flew in that morning, Scotty, right?
I flew in that morning, and I don't like the Expo. I'm like Lonnie. I hate running. I didn't train a single mile for this race weekend. I just go down there to see my people, and like it's an excuse to see my friends. And I just happen to sign up for these races like an idiot, basically. So the Expo is not really my jam. It's like I want to get in and get out. And then I was like, well, why did I sign up for the 5K then? Because now I have to go on the busiest day of the Expo. But our flight, we took a 7 a.m. flight out of Detroit, so we landed pretty early, got the rental car, and Liz cannot stand the Expo because she doesn't even run the races. If our room was ready, I would have gone to Coronado, maybe dropped Liz off, and then gone to the Expo. But since our room wasn't ready, we really didn't have anywhere to go. So we just went right for it. And I didn't bother going to the merchandise tent. I didn't have a boarding group. I think it's because you have to get like a reservation queue now. I thought they got rid of that though, but apparently they didn't.
No.
Nope.
Day one, they still have the queue.
Yeah. Wishful thinking on my point, my part, I guess, that they got rid of that. So I just went to like the main, like get your bibs area, like an, is that the Jostin Center? I can't remember. There's so many different names and different places you have to go in Wire World of Sports, but that was a long line. Like sometimes, you see the switchbacks outside as you enter there. So I saw the switchbacks. I said to Liz, don't worry, this will go by quick. But once you got in there, like it's been a while. It's been like a year and a half since I've done a runDisney race. Like we looped the whole building all the way around, then took the stairs down. So it took a little while. I do my waiver electronically, so I don't have to sign a waiver there, so I can bypass the people there. But once you get down there, it's really quick, right? You find your station, your bib number, you go up to the nice volunteer, you talk to them, you get your stuff. And while I'm doing that, like I get a text from Jared, hey, like he's like, hey, we try to get each other and find my friends. He's like, hey, I see you at the Expo. I'm close by, and then all of a sudden, like I look up, I see Stacy like in the stadium, like skating, and I'm like, "Hey, my friends are here." So that was cool. So that's where we connected. Was when we were picking up our shirts, where our bibs, where Jared and Stacy had already done their main runDisney merchandise. Look up.
Awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. And I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but Scotty G and Jared both said training we don't need no track.
No, we don't do that.
Yeah,
We don't do that
They're
here.
professionals. They've run many races. They've completed dopey. They know their body. Elite athletes. They're like, look, we know what we're doing. We're going down there. We're gonna do what we're gonna have to
The
do.
muscle memory helps.
Yeah, muscle memory. That's all I need. One
Thing.
boom.
One thing I want to note though, and Stacy actually brought this out, so not to steal it from you, Jared. I don't know if you're going to bring this up, but at a lot of the anniversary race weekend, so this was the 10th anniversary for the 2-course challenge. They'll give you like a luggage tag a lot. I'm sure you guys have probably gotten some dopey ones or some half marathon ones, and it's always a luggage tag. And I know Stacy is a big collector. She's like, "Oh yeah, I got all my luggage tags like together and all this." But this year, it was a patch. It wasn't a luggage tag. They just threw the whole thing off. Like,
What am I going to do with a
What
patch?
you gonna do with a patch?
I don't know.
I guess I want you to put it on something.
Yeah.
I guess
I guess
so. But like,
Patch.
but when you're a collector of these things and you do like all, because a lot of people will just do the anniversary weekends only. That's kind of like where I'm kind of going to these days.
Mhm.
And you're so used to getting the same items every time, and then you got to switch it up. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, I just looked. We got a luggage tag last year. We got a Remy one from Wine and Dine. I could see it right there. Tim likes to put them all on his travel backpack, and when he walks through the airport, they smack up against each other, so I can always find him. It's like he's got a bell around his neck.
Yeah. So this year they switched it up. So I can be curious what you guys all get at Dopey this year. Probably a patch.
That's interesting. I don't know what you do with a patch, but
I don't know either.
anyway. Okay, so where'd you
So
go?
we did. Yep, we got our bibs, and next up is shirts. So everybody remembers this. So they switched years ago from the Champion branded shirts to their own Run Disney or Disney branded shirts. That they went completely downhill.
Yep.
They're back onto a branded shirt again. It is a Brooks branded shirt this year.
Nice.
So I didn't even try on the shirt, so I don't know.
I haven't even tried mine on yet
because the print. That they print on the artwork, so the print material is it's terrible. It's worse that I've ever seen. So it's basically like a plastic iron-on instead of like a screen print like they've done in the past, and it's not good. But the shirt might be good, so maybe they're getting a little bit better. But we did pick up our commemorative shirts down on the floor of the expo. So with having it in not being a Disney branded shirt anymore, maybe the sizing's a little bit more predictable and consistent.
I am happy about the shirt changing back to at least a branded, Brooks one. I have a couple of Brooks training shirts. They're very good. I do not like the print, the iron-on patch though. That part
it makes it almost not usable.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, the artwork.
Those champion shirts. Those champion shirts.
I know the champion shirts are the best. The artwork is very pretty. It's very stiff and rigid, and it's just not a good experience with the shirt.
Couple of folds and a mess up.
Yeah.
All the artwork needs to be smaller. I just find it so obnoxiously big anyway. Like I just feel like it's screaming at you. So I wish it was I like a little more subtle. I don't like throwing up like all over your shirt. So I personally wish they were a little smaller, but I get, they're trying to let everybody know that you ran Wine and Dine or whatever the race would be. So
yep. I did. I got a survey, so I did leave them a little bit of negative feedback on that. So hopefully they'll get better.
Yeah,
that's a very good point. When you get a survey, please fill it out. I know it takes a couple of minutes, but do it because, to Jared's point, hopefully it'll change. And for Marathon Weekend, we'll have the nice Brooks shirt, but this time with it printed on and not just an iron on.
Yeah. Okay, what did you guys do after the expo? Anything fun?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. we went straight to, well, first off, we got some Amazon gift cards at the expo for trying out some chocolate. So we did some surveys on some. Liz was just bored while we were getting our shirts, and she found this station where this guy was handing out chocolates. And we had been up since like 4:30 in the morning. It was getting close to lunchtime. We were kind of hungry. She's like, I'm gonna have this chocolate. Like, I don't even care about the Amazon gift card. I just want something to eat. I just want some chocolate. And then we were taking long, like looking at fuel and all this other thing. So she just filled out the survey, and sure enough, guy handed her a $10 Amazon gift card. And I was like, well, I could go for some chocolate. I think Jared was next. Jared was like, I can go for some chocolate. So all four of us ended up doing it. So we got $40 in Amazon gift cards between us. So just for hanging out at the expo and trying some chocolate.
We
So that
got
was
free
interesting.
chocolate, filled out another survey, and got a
Yep.
$10 gift card to Amazon.
And
But
it was
after
legit.
that-
I actually put it in my account today, and it is legit.
Oh, good. It works. Good.
It works. It works, Jared.
Jared's like, I'm gonna wait in case it's some kind of virus.
I know. I pulled mine out of the wallet. And I'm like, does this thing actually work?
I know, because it's like a QR code just scanned. Like, do I trust
Oh,
this?
Yeah, do I trust those QR codes? So next
Yeah.
thing you know, they're like, order $10,000 worth of things.
Yes, you do trust QR codes because on the back of our half marathon shirts, our Run Disney shirt, our Disney with the Duck shirts, is a QR code to our podcast. So yes, you trust QR codes.
Well,
Lonnie.
we are trustworthy, but everyone
Is that a QR code or is that a Quackar code?
Ah, that's what
Yeah.
we should have named it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mhm.
Dun-dun-dun. And the dad jokes haven't even started yet.
I'm here to help.
They have.
But yeah, so
Um,
we were all feeling kind of hungry. So where do you go when you're hungry? You go to Epcot, right? So we went over to Epcot. Food and Wine Festival's happening. So I think Jared, Stacy, and we went and got some dumplings. I think I still call it Future World. It'll always be Future World for me. I don't know what the neighborhood is actually called. We went over there, met Liz at Connection. She got like a kid's pizza. By the way, that is a steal of a deal. The kids meal pizza at Connections, you get this huge slice. It's basically like two and a half slices big. You get like 2 sides and a drink, and it's like $8. Like that is like a crazy good deal. We
That
discovered.
is.
That's a good tip.
That's
so we're just
very-
hanging out there. Like we didn't want to go too crazy on the food because my travel agent Jared had booked a Geo 82 reservation, so that's where we were headed to next. And I thank Jared very much for that because that was a wonderful experience, one of the highlights of the trip, no doubt.
All right,
All right.
don't leave us hanging. I want to dig into that because, of course, I haven't been there either. But I've heard the drinks were fantastic, is what I've heard. But tell me about it. Geo 82.
Well, I would say you heard correctly. Jared, do you want to talk about the brown butter old fashioned? I mean, that had to be like one of the best old fashions I ever had.
Yeah, so Stacey and I did get a preview of that one as well before going up there with Scotty and Liz. Is we took a cruise over Labor Day, and Stacey and I spent one day at the parks, and we were able to get into Geo 82 then. And when we got there, when we had that visit there, we tried the brown buttered old fashioned from Geo 82, and I instantly fell in love with that drink. I had to. We were sitting at the bar, and we were able to have a conversation with the bartender, and he was telling us all about how they make it, what goes into it, and so I came home and naturally I had to try to recreate it myself. I've been dreaming of this drink ever since we had it back in September. So to get to share that with our friends was a good experience. Was a really pleasant time. They also had a bourbon flight that Scotty and I both had. Oh, and Stacy got one too. So we had 3
Stacey
bourbon
had it
flights.
too, yeah.
We each had the brown butter old fashioned. I don't recall what cocktail Liz got.
She did something on the menu. Then she ended up going off menu, got an espresso martini that she thought was really good too. But I know she really liked hers. I honestly couldn't lock in on what she had because I was just in love with this old fashioned that I had. And the charcuterie board was really fantastic too. We ordered
that's
up
right.
there too.
Yeah, that's a good point too, right? Is like they do have a cocktail menu, but they're a full service bar, right? They'll make you pretty much anything that you want. And again, not only are the drinks good, but the food is really good there too. Did we each get a charcuterie board? I think we did.
We did. And then
so me and Stacey got one to share, and Scott and Liz got one to share. And Stacey and I also got the crab cake, which you may not know, but Stacey is now a connoisseur of what is it? What is it? Caviar. That's it. It's caviar. Yeah. So it comes with a little dollop of caviar on that. Ooh. And the crab cake is also very excellent. But the charcuterie.
They don't call Liz and Stacy. They don't call Liz and Stacy champagne and caviar for nothing, right? So.
Right.
But I'll tell you that atmosphere.
You need that butter. What is it? The butter old fashioned.
The brown butter old fashioned.
Butter old fashioned, and you need the charcuterie board, are also known as the adult lunchable.
That's correct. Yes.
That's what I had for dinner last night, actually. Mm-hmm. So it was the adult lunchable. I'll tell you though, Lonnie and Jody, it is a remarkable place. The atmosphere is beautiful. You love that. We all love Epcot, right? We love Spaceship Earth. There's great decor all over the place to that theming, but not spoiling anything. I can imagine being there for fireworks. I think it'd be a really cool spot to be if you can time your ADR just right, because you could definitely see you can see the lagoon from up there. So you could definitely get a great view of the fireworks. I believe they do pipe in the music too to the show, which is awesome. That'd be awesome if it was like Harmonious or Illuminations instead. But anyway, I don't need to go down that path. But I'll say the cast members are great. So we had Sal was our guy. He was tremendous, and that's one thing. Like Jared, Stacy, me, and Liz do. We love just connecting with the cast members because like they are really what makes these trips magical compared to like anywhere else you go in the world. I personally think just having that connection with them, learning their story. Jared is always really great at starting that conversation about, hey, tell us your background. Where did you come before here and all that? So we learned that all about Sal. He came from, he worked at Sci-Fi for a little bit. He came from Enchanted Rose. And, you know, a few minutes later after learning that, I spotted another like server. I was like, man, I'm pretty sure that guy came from Enchanted Rose too. And then like I text Jody. I was like, Jody, like, is this like the Mark, Paul, Anthony, whatever? Like we gave this guy like 5 names.
Patrick McNatt.
Yeah.
Patrick
So
McNatt.
it's just so awesome when you connect with these cast members and then you actually even spot them like changing. Like you just see them in a different outfit. You're like, it looks familiar, like, but they're wearing different clothes now. But I think I know that guy. And then like he came over and chatted with us. It was just awesome. I just love our cast members so much, and they are fantastic in GO82 for sure.
Patrick Mark Matt, but I think his name tag said John. I don't know.
I went back and looked at my notes to be sure. We did name him Patrick Mark Matt, and one of those names technically was supposed to be one of his real names, but maybe not. I do have a question though. Do they have a time limit at GO82 like they do at Beacon Barrel?
No,
Okay.
there was no apparent time limit because if there was, we overstayed our welcome by quite a lot.
A lot. We were there for at least 3 hours.
Actually, I knew the answer to this because Molly and Joe and Hannah went one night and they had like a 7 p.m. and they ended up watching the fireworks from there because they stayed long enough.
Wow.
They did get to watch the fireworks. So
yeah, I thought that was supposed to be like an extra ticketed reservation.
In that front section, they were further back, but they still said I'm almost positive. I'll check with Molly. I'm pretty sure
they were just being really nice to them.
Yeah.
Oh, so that is a thing then? So you can put like a dessert.
Yeah, there's
party
like it's
like
a champagne
and caviar
fireworks. Yeah, champagne and caviar, or champagne and fireworks viewing, or something like that.
Okay,
nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And GO82 is adults only, correct?
That is correct.
21 and over.
21 and over. Okay, good.
Yep. So it was great. So our daughter wasn't with us, you know, like Jared didn't have their youngest with them. So it was easy for us not to feel guilty going up there and leaving them behind. I will say though, I will say up front, I find value in this for sure. That was one of the best old fashions, but for some, they might be a little scared at that menu price. You know, the prices are a little bit larger than you would see at other like lounges and bars at the Walt Disney World resorts, but I think you're getting a great value from your atmosphere, that cast member connection, and the drinks are just really phenomenal. So I find really good value in there. Yes, we spent a lot, but I was pleased when we walked out the door.
Yeah, they use top shelf ingredients. The brown buttered bourbon they make in house, so they have their chefs, brown the butter every day, and they fat wash the bourbon themselves. It's not an inexpensive experience, but to Scott's point, it's a great value for what you're getting for that dollar.
Or I think to your point, you pay more, but then you're not rushed like at the Beacon Barrel, right? So you can take your time, enjoy your meal, enjoy your drink. So I'll pay a little bit more to have an adult experience where I'm not rushed and I can feel I could just relax.
Sure,
I think that's the trade-off.
Yeah, and that's definitely this place.
Awesome. All right. Well, we better get moving.
I know we're going long.
No, we just keep talking.
But there's one thing that we had to talk about later that night. So just really quick, the rest of that Thursday, we hit up a bunch of food booths and all that, but we ended by going to this wing place in the Odyssey. And I don't know if you guys have looked at the menu, but Jared and I decided we were going to try. Hold on, I have it up here. It's called the unnecessarily spicy yet extremely tasty Carolina Reaper pepper curry wings. That's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful.
Yeah,
and
that
they did not
description is about
good.
75% accurate.
Yeah.
They are unnecessarily hot. They are curry. They are what is it? Carolina
Reaper pepper.
but they are not tasty.
They are not extremely tasty.
I think
Oh.
you made it through what, one
I
and a
got
half?
through one. Jared, I applaud
I
him. He
powered
got
through like 2.5, 3 of those wings, and it just got to the point where, and it's not the hot. I mean, I expected it to be hot, and I'm not saying that, you know, I'm just, you know, super, you know, strong guy that can handle, you know, hot food or whatever, but it was hot, and that's what I was expecting. But they just tasted bad, and that
So
taste just stuck around too, because I think the next morning we both woke up with it somewhere on us. Either
burned
still
into
on
your
our
taste
breath,
buds.
it was still on our breath, or curry under your fingernails.
I had taken 3 showers, washed my hands a dozen times, and Liz was still like, "You smell like curry."
You can imagine the waiter ran in the back and told the chef, the cooks, they're on their third wing, and they're peeping out the back. And they're like,
It's like, somebody made it that far?
oh, they made it that.
It might have looked like I went further because I actually dropped one on the floor and I just left it there. It was so bad. But yeah, that was our Thursday. We went. That's the thing. Like these Run Disney races, right? You have to wake up early, right, to do them. But
Yeah.
no, I still stay up late. I still have fun with my friends. Like I don't care. Like
Elite athlete,
it's
man.
all
That's what
about,
it's
it's all about hanging out
It's
with your
not
people.
first rodeo.
Exactly. But
Or
the next
like
day was the
Jody
5K.
and I and us and we did last year is you go to the Halloween party the day before or the night of the 5K. So you go to the Halloween party, get home at 2:30, you have to get up at 2:45 to go get ready for the race.
I don't know how you guys did that.
So wet. I just remember Stacy being so mad because she was so wet. Remember, she was so mad. I felt she was so angry because but
We'll
it was-
never ever get her back on Tiana's ever again.
Nope. She is one and done with Tiana's.
Yep.
All right. So Friday, so Jared and Stacy, you guys got to sleep in. Scotty, you had to get up and go to the 5K.
Yep.
How was the 5K? Anything extraordinary from that, Reese?
No, just a great time. You know, I was in Corral B for the 5K and I went the Jody route that you're thinking for Dopey. I just walked it. You know what? I wasn't in a hurry. I took my time. I got my value again. There's that key word out of that race, you know. Took me 58 minutes to do it, 57 minutes, whatever, but I got value out of it then versus the guy that took 20 minutes to do it.
I don't know, Scott,
it was good.
You still could have got more value out of it. I think our last 5K was what, Jody? It was an hour and
a half.
I mean, you gotta get a little bit more value out of it. You know?
Dang it. I gotta learn from you guys. Dang
it. We had a start. Well, there's a big group of us. We would make Rick run ahead and get in line for the character, and then we'd all join up with him, and we'd tell the people behind us, like, we're doing one photo, one picture. Like we promise we're not doing individuals. We're just doing one big group photo, and we'll be out here. So yeah, we took our good old time doing our 5Ks.
Oh, yeah.
Like I mean. Considering that I've run a half marathon in an hour 50, and it took us a 5K for an hour and a half, I'm like,
that's funny.
This year we're going for 2 hours because Jody's going to go a little bit extra slow, right? So we're going to go about, that's our goal, 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I've got 2 months of more therapy and strength training and everything, so we'll see how I am by then. But fingers crossed. Okay.
But it was great though. I like that 5K course because you go through World Showcase. Like, how cool is that for a 5K? So when you think about percentages of races to park time, you're getting the highest percentage in those 5Ks, I feel like. So so you do a full lap of World Showcase. They got the torches on, it's really fun. I just really like that. I did get interviewed in the corrals. Riley, the announcer, we follow each other on social media. He saw me. He's like, Scott, come over here, say hello, something.
Did you plug Misty Adventures?
No, I should have, right? I just kind of froze. This isn't the first time he's interviewed me too, but it was kind of funny. He asked me, like, why do I keep coming back to these races? Like, Scott, you come to all these races. Like, I know you're big in the community. Why do you keep coming back? And I said, it's the friendships, right? Like I said earlier in the episode, like it's my opportunity to hang out with these people that I love and I don't see as often. And this is like our mutual place that we like to meet as I'm in the corrals with none of my people around me, which I just thought was kind of ironic. Like I'm just there by myself. I got no one with me, but yeah, I come here for the friendships, all the people I see. But yeah.
So then he turned to the person next to him and said, "Will you be my friend?"
Here's a sticker. Follow our.
I know. I should have ran with the stickers. I did pass them out. But no, that was a good day. And then, that was the day we did Beacon Barrel. So we kind of already talked about that. So that was a lot of fun. we had a as you guys know, you all know the Be Our Guest podcast, I believe. So we had a beignet meetup at French Quarter. Met some of those listeners there. There are people from Scotland that were there. It was just a fun little thing having the beignets that Jared hates over at the French Quarter before our awesome dinner at Topolino's Terrace at the Riviera.
Oh, let me guess what everybody got at Topolino's.
You can take some guesses. Yeah.
Did everybody
Well,
get? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
There's one item for the table that you,
Yes.
that you probably
Rick
know.
Jody for the table.
There it
Yes.
is.
Yes.
Yep. And then did everybody get the filet of sole, the fish?
Not everybody.
Who
I know.
broke it? Who broke the trend?
Scott, were you the only one to get it?
No, actually,
Okay.
there were two first timers that got it. Liz and Beth got it for the first time, actually.
Okay.
Oh,
So there was one side of the table that all got the soul, but those were the only 3 souls that were ordered for a
Yep.
table of 7.
wow.
The other, I think everybody else got filet mignon. Is that right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
So I
Dana and Nancy might have got something different.
Oh, did they? Okay.
I think so, but yeah, but that filet mignon is delicious, right? I mean, Jared, you were talking about like the wood fire grill on that thing, right?
Yeah, that's Scott. I took the first bite of that filet mignon, and Scott asked me a question, and I had to pause. I needed a moment. I was having an experience with that bite of filet mignon. Just that first bite, and Scott, you called it out, right? It's like they have a an oak wood grill that they grill their meats on, and you could just get that first hit of smoke from that grill on that filet, and it was an experience.
I love it there. We all know that. I was we're heading down for a very quick little trip in December because Landon's got a college showcase in Tampa. And I'm like, Tim, it was actually Tim's idea. He's like, we're so close. We might as well go to Disney. I'm like,
Way to go,
is
Tim.
Tim? Like my husband suggesting we go. And I forgot all about ADRs because I've been so focused on marathon weekend. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've made no ADR. So I log in. There were tons for Topolino's. Tons. It was really weird. I'm like, why are there so many available?
It's a big space.
Yeah. And you can, the other trick there is you can eat at the bar. The bar has full service there. So that's another good.
But
And
I
then
gotta give a
the
shout
other
out.
item.
No, go ahead. Dude.
I was gonna say the other item that we got for the table. We got a couple of orders of the ricotta cheese. Can't go there and not get the ricotta cheese.
Yep.
It's mandatory.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I think they actually automatically put 2 on their bill once you are seated.
Well, when they see me coming, they do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so good. I mean, it was an awesome meal. So we were a reservation for 6 and we stretched it to 7. And I got to give a shout out to Jamie, our server. She was lovely. It was recommended by a friend of mine, friend of ours, said, hey, Jamie, she used to do the Sangria University at Coronado. She's now at Topolino. So I had a friend message her and say, hey, are you working tonight? Here's this reservation under Jared's name. Can you change it to 7 and be in her section? Boom, done. And she was a hoot. And we were doing, to lead up to the next day, we were doing Sangria University the next day. So she actually called in some favors for us.
Ooh.
At the current team that does that. So that was awesome. I mean, we're just lucky. I mean, we know people, we're kind to people, and I feel like they pay it forward back to us. So like, it was just a great meal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what we don't know is, so the Jamie, right, who did the Sangria University, we were chatting her up a little bit, and she was saying that she did Sangria University last year around the same time was when she was transitioning out, and she was going to over to the new Polynesian Tower to open up over there. So she was being a little bit cagey, and we couldn't quite confirm that, Jody, that she may have been the one that taught our class.
She absolutely was. I remember.
Was she? Okay, because Stacy and I didn't have any pictures that we could go back and look that had a picture of her or her name, but yeah, the timing synced up just right, and yeah, we were kind of confident that it was her, but we just couldn't.
And it may have been her last class she ever taught.
Yeah, well, the class that Jamie or Jody and I were in, that definitely was that person's last class. She made the announcement that it was going to be her last class.
Yeah.
So cool. Full circle, Jared.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
So I guess the question is, what everybody wants to know, did you guys graduate from Sangria University? Did you pass?
Well, I've taken it twice now, so I think I have my PhD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Either you have your PhD or you have to go back and repeat it. I mean, you be the judge. Scotty
Well, I
G.
graduated last year, and they
Oh,
gave me
okay.
another certificate this
Oh,
year. So
it is a
I'm dual
PhD.
certified, which I'm calling that my PhD.
Yeah, that is your PhD. You'll be teaching the next one.
I think I can handle that.
I will say, Jared
Highly recommend
was
Sangria University. Love it.
Jared was answering questions during it, and then at one point though, his answers were a little off, and he said, "Gosh, I've just got to stop answering these questions. Like I'm wrong." And then, but he didn't stop because Jared is no quitter. I'll tell you that.
Mm-mm.
But then he was on a roll. Jared, I mean, you must have answered like 7 or 8 in a row right after that. You just had to like
after I
check
got
yourself really
I got 2 of them wrong, and like the next one came up, and I was just giving a smart aleck answer, and I said leeches, and the guy goes, "Yeah, it was leeches." Like, okay, because I think the thing was that like sangria, it was kind of like a medicinal type of an experience, and because they were talking about back then they also did leeches and bloodletting and all this other stuff, and they said, well, we got this stuff sangria, it's a heck of a lot tastier than than leeches, and people seem to feel good after they drink it, so let's give them that.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, that started the roll, and I just kept answering the questions correctly after that. So
that's why you have your
again, yeah, that just boosts the boosts that I have my PhD.
Yeah.
So Scotty, this was your first time at Sangria U?
It was my first time, yes, and I loved it. I thought it was wonderful. There's a lot more people that do it than I thought there would be. I thought it'd be like more of like a smaller group, but they take the whole Three Bridges is pretty big. I know you've been there, Lon. You were just talking about the 4 bridges. This is 3 bridges, not 4 bridges. But they take the whole restaurant. So there's like the bar is kind of like right in the center, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll have one instructor on one side and another on the other, and they're both talking at the same time, teaching the class. It was great. We had 2 friends join us that weren't really into drinking. One of them couldn't drink due to being pregnant for obvious reasons. But they wanted to join us. They just wanted to hang out. So we were able to add them into our reservation, and they did a mocktail version, which is great. As well, like lemonades instead of like sangrias, which I thought was really cool. Yeah. So if you don't want to partake in any alcohol drinks, which is totally fine, right? Sometimes you just don't want to, or like you just just choose not to. But you had that great option where you can do like a lemonade version of the sangria, which I thought was really cool.
That's awesome.
That is cool.
And you still get your certificate.
Well, you're still learning.
Right, you're still learning, but that was the 10K day. I know we just we keep bouncing, like the races are very minor. I feel like to this trip, like we just want to hang out, but yeah, I guess we'll do some running in between there. But
okay, so wait a minute. Let's jump to the 10K more. So that was in the morning. I apologize. We should have talked about that first. First of all, did either one of you costume for the 10K?
No, we did not do costumes. I felt really bad that we just did not get around to getting costumes done. Life's just been crazy this year, and let alone we didn't have time to train. We didn't have time to even think about costumes. So it was really weird after how many years of running in costume that we didn't wear any this time.
Well, my costumes all arrived the day that I got confirmation that I was having surgery. So that was great timing. So nothing like your costumes show up and then you're getting surgery. So that was fun. But okay, so neither one of you costumed. How was the 10K?
I mean, I was a golfer, if that counts. I wore my golf shorts and polo. That's my signature look.
I dressed as a runner.
Well, that's good. That works too. So
you're a Be Our Guest podcast lizard. Yeah, that's good.
Any fun characters on the 10K? Anything that stood out from that race?
Kronk was out at the end. That was one of the longest lines I think I've ever seen for a character. It was right near the end. Kronk was out. Yeah. And Yzma might have been with them too, I think. Maybe. I don't know. No?
Yeah, I can't recall. I don't pay attention to the characters, unfortunately, too much. I'm never fast enough to actually get to stop to
me
get
too.
photos with them.
I just see the lines. I'm like, wow, that's cool. It must be cool to be in one of those lines. Unless sometimes you get lucky though. Sometimes Jody and Tim are in a line and they just like like bring me in. That's happened before, so I've gotten lucky. That's like the only time I stopped for a character.
But
I
what
couldn't-
we did, we
You were like,
much
"No,
like
what do you do?" I'm like, "Yes, you do, Scotty. Get in this picture."
much like the 5K, we took the 10K really easy too. I think we walked the majority of that one as well.
We did.
You know, we had enough buffer between us and the balloon ladies that we were able to walk the thing. I don't even know what our time was, but taking that route with not having done any training really helped us get through the next day. I could really tell that my legs weren't tired. Or as tired as they would have been if we had, you know, really pushed on the 10K. So all in all, I mean, the 10K, it was, I don't know if it was the standard, the route, but it pretty similar to what the standard 10K route is. You go through World Showcase, you go through Epcot, take a loop around Boardwalk, Beach Club, and you know, back into Epcot on a backstage and finish out through Future World, or what old Future World, and out to the Epcot parking lot. Yeah, I really like the 10K. That's kind of my favorite race, I think, at Disney. Just because, again, it's that park time to backstage time ratio is really high. So it's one of my favorites, regardless of theme weekend.
Yeah. I'm a 10K girl too. It's my favorite of all the race distances. I love it.
And that's when you feel like you can just crank that one out without having to do a whole lot of training.
Yeah.
Which was good for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jared must have really been busy because he is famous for his costumes. He's been on Run Disney's page for his costumes before. I highly recommend you go look at his Disney Cruise costume, which was fantastic. He actually had it on the race for as well. So I'm going to leave that to kind of tempt you to go look at his page because I think you really enjoy it in his costume. So good deal.
You can catch me on Instagram, Windows JB.
There you go.
All right, there we go. So 10K, Sangria, did you guys do anything that night?
Yeah, so we made it our resort day. I actually went to the pool a little bit. It was kind of chilly. It was weird. Like it was warm, and it was a warm day, but like the pool just felt kind of cold. So me and Lizzie G hung out at one of the quiet pools in the ranchos. And we got out because it was cool. we got kind of cold. But yeah, then we did Sangria. We went to Barcelona Lounge, got some cafe bonbons. You know, had to got to get your caffeine. And it was kind of interesting. There was a miscommunication with the bartender. Like I went up, Jared was ordering, and I like this. Me and Jared both like this drink called the Armada that they serve there. I was like, Jared, aren't you going to get an Armada too? And I think the server thought that's like what I wanted. He was like, oh, I got you. And then like fixed that drink and then moved on to someone else. Like he totally like ignored that I was at the bar trying to order something. Because me and Lizzie wanted some bonbons. So I'm waiting there trying to get this guy's attention. Everyone's at a big table having fun with their drinks. And I'm there by myself. Like I got nobody. And then boom, the fire alarm went off. And we had to evacuate the building. We had to evacuate the tower. It wasn't one of those false alarms. I saw a bartender call someone, and then he started making a drink. So I was like, oh yeah, like that must be fake. He's still making drinks. And then the managers came down like, no, you guys all have to leave. I was like, what? So we had to evacuate, which was a first for me at a Disney resort.
Wow.
That bartender was making a drink for him to evacuate with.
I agree with you, Lonnie. He took that
Gotta get through this
backstage.
fire drill somehow.
Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't all the floors of the tower. I want to say it was like floors 1 and 2 is where they evacuated. There was some smoke somewhere, so they actually like the fire department came out and everything. And I kind of work in this area a little bit for my job, like business continuity, safety, things like that. And it just kind of cracked me up because everyone's like 5 feet away from the door. Like no one's really like leaving the area. If there's like a serious issue, like that was not good. But none of the managers seemed to care. They just wanted people outside. I was like, wow, this is really weird how they're handling this. But it didn't take too long, maybe like 10 minutes or so. It was a nice day. So we just chatted, went back in, and I rushed. Jared kind of like pushed me. He's like kind of shoving me, like, get up to that bar. You know, you got to be first customer, you know? So I did get the first drink when they came back. So that was good.
Good. So
You
did you
gotta
guys
get those bonbons.
did you go any place for dinner that night, or did you just hang out at the resort?
We did, like Scott said, it was our resort day, so we just hopped in the elevator and went up to Toledo and had dinner up there.
All right. So Scotty, I know you don't love Toledo, but I do. I love Toledo. So has your opinion changed, or are you still like meh on it?
I don't know. What do you? Well, I guess I should answer the question. I don't know why I'm like trying to give this like cliffhanger here.
I'm like, I don't know. Did you like it or not?
I did. So I had only been once before, and you should never judge a meal by one visit, right? Because there could have just been an off night. So like I'm all for trying places again. So when Jared made the ADR, I'm like, oh, I'm excited to give it another shot. And I ordered a filet there, and it was unbelievably great. I loved the filet, and the appetizers were great. It was just I thought it was a great experience personally. And Jared, I would love to hear you talk about what you did because you ordered a unique item, I feel, off the menu.
We did. Stacey and I got like the chef's experience for 2.
Oh, that's
So it came with a couple of appetizers, shishito peppers. Can't recall what the other one was.
It came up with that like that Spanish tortilla thing that I had in Spain. I can't remember what it's called, like pinchos or something.
Yeah, pinchos or what? Yeah. Both were very good, but the highlight of the chef's selection was we got the bone-in ribeye for 2. So we got to share that, that was another amazing steak. You can't really compare a ribeye to a filet mignon because they're completely different. But I enjoyed this ribeye just as much as I enjoyed the filet from the night before at Topolino's. And then the dessert, which was a cheesecake, and Stacey and I barely even touched that because I think it was a 32-ounce ribeye to split amongst 2 people. It's
and you're running a half marathon the next morning.
It's a massive hunk of meat, yeah. And there's a half marathon that I got to run in a few hours. So yeah, it was a great experience. Again, Stacey and I had only been there one time before, and even Stacey said she didn't have a great experience, and she was I think it was personal. She was not feeling great that night, or she was a little annoyed by something or whatever. So she, kind of clouded her previous judgment, and I think we both came away pretty happy, pretty satisfied with the second chance. So I think we can recommend Toledo.
I've eaten there 3 or 4 times, and I love it. I've had great experiences there. There's a scallop dish there that's been really, really good. Some of the apps are good. My kids both really like it. I think one time, like Lindsay and Tim split the ribeye or something, or maybe Landon and Tim, I forget. But that is a lot of food. Like it's a substantial amount of food. But
I do remember that the scallop entree, and that's no longer on the menu. So they still have scallops. Are still on the menu, but they are as an enhancement. So I think Scott, you had.
I did a scalp enhancement where you got 3 scalps.
So you did a little surf and turf with yours.
I did.
Yeah.
Jody, you really like the wines there too, if I recall, right? Don't they have a pretty good wine selection?
Yeah, obviously a lot of Spanish wines. They also had a lamb shank years ago that was just so ridiculously good. Yeah, I mean Tim still talks about that meal. So
I just remember the first time we went there, even a little bit this time, but we were like kind of in the back corner. We're like right next to like a private room, basically. But that restaurant can get very loud, very hard floors. So when you think about like a top floor of a tower meal, like I think like California Grill or like Topolino's, where maybe it's a little quieter, where this one feels louder to me, just because I think it's like the floors, just like the voices just bounce all over the walls and floors. So that's like my own downside to that. I just wish it was a little bit quieter. That would make it a little more like signature and romantic, I feel like, but it was still great though, and it didn't seem as loud this time. I felt like
it's that tree in the center of the restaurant that absorbs all the
right.
All right.
The views up there. I mean, with it being a tower, and there's limited tower buildings on Disney property. The views up there are spectacular, especially at sunset, which is around the time that we were up there, and we were positioned right next to a west facing skyline, so we got to see the sunset, and it was an amazing view.
Yeah, I really like it up there. I wish they would pump the music in from the fireworks, because you can see the fireworks up there, but they don't do that. But anyway, all right. Well, we got another day.
Jared and I like to talk. Sorry, guys. We're
I'm taking it all in.
I want to make sure that we don't go too long here. You guys have plenty of things I'm sure you want to do today. Okay, so that was 10K day. Next day, half marathon. The big race. 13.1. It's the biggest race of this weekend. It's part of the challenge. So you're up and early. You're out at the corral. I had heard that it was incredibly humid on this day. Is that your experience?
It was. I didn't really notice it until they mentioned it. So we're standing in the corrals, and I'm thinking, oh, it's pretty nice out. It's pretty pleasant. And then they mentioned something about make sure to hydrate. Take extra hydration today
You have to
because.
say hydrate the right way, Jared. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have to throw back to last year's 5K that had the Muppets, and the Swedish Chef was out and before the race, and when they were saying make sure that you hydrate, so they said to the Swedish Chef, make sure tell the people to hydrate. Hydrate.
Thank you.
He said, "Hi, great." So that was funny. Memories, good memories. Oh, and it probably didn't hurt the fact that I was dressed as the Swedish Chef last year also, so as part of my costume. But yeah, they said, make sure to pay extra attention to your hydration today. It's extra humid. And I thought, well, that was weird because I didn't feel it was humid until we got out on the course. Once you got moving, you could really tell that it was extra soupy out that day.
Yeah. I felt the same thing. Like I was next to Jared and Stacy and Dana in the corrals, and like it felt good. And it was like they're particularly talking about the Pacers. Like the Pacers are going to go slower today because it's a high dew point. I'm like, really? Like, I don't like high dew points. Those scare me, And then like, yeah, it was. Once you got going out there, like, yeah, this is soupy. This is gross. And I had no idea leading up to the race that was going to be that way.
Yeah, the temperature wasn't super high, right? So it kind of tricked you into not realizing how humid it was.
Yeah, that's what I had heard. So I hope you both did hydrate, take care of yourself, do all the water stops, take care of all that.
I do all the water stops. I normally don't drink like Powerade or Gatorade, but I do when I do these half marathons and full marathons. I hate to miss I just hate to miss a water stop, so I definitely take advantage of those.
Yeah. All right. So anything fun on the half marathon course? Anything great that you want to share?
We kind of ran our own race. So, Scott, I think preferably likes to kind of, be a loner out there whenever he's running. He likes to run his own race. So he said, you know what, today, just go ahead. Let me be and go off and do your own thing.
I just hate to slow people down too. Yeah. And sometimes it works out like, because you were with Dana, me and Dana did like 11 miles once to finish a full marathon. So it's not like I don't run into people. I just have unorthodox intervals where I'll run for like 22 seconds and then I'll walk for like a minute and 40, which is not ideal for most people. So I just don't want to like slow people down when I do my thing. So,
and Dana actually did do this weird thing called training ahead of time. So she was keeping pace for us. And actually when she would run, she would take off, and we lost her a couple of times. But so we always, I was checking in on Scott with Find My Friends. We were always right about, a half a mile ahead of him. So, we kind of did our own thing. What I thought was really cool about the races was the in-park time. I think it was noticeable that they made an attempt to, make the routes longer inside the park. So the times that you were inside of Epcot, they kind of had like little zigzags. So you weren't just going out and doing World Showcase and then boom, you're out of the park. They had a little extra, out and backs, if you will, within Epcot, just to lengthen that time that you were in the park. And then we ran to Hollywood Studios and ran through Hollywood Studios. And everybody knows on marathon day, you come in the back of Hollywood Studios, you go up to the theater where Fantasmic is, you run down out into Hollywood Tower Hotel, Tower of Terror, and then up I think that's Sunset Boulevard for maybe 10
seconds,
a 16th of a mile, right? And then boom, you're out of the park. Well, this, you came in the back again, but you ran up Sunset Boulevard. You ran over in front of the theater, and ran back to Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge. You ran through Galaxy's Edge and then out Toy Story Land, and back out the park through the front of the park. So you got to spend a considerable amount of time in Hollywood Studios, which I miss from the old marathon days. The old marathon days, you got to run through quite a bit of the park. So I was really happy to see that they absolutely made an effort or took an effort to spend a lot more time of running in the parks.
That's great, especially for Wine and Dine, since you don't run through the castle at Wine and Dine. That's nice that you spent more time in Hollywood Studios because, there's a lot that you're running these races to run at Disney. And I know you have to do street time. You can't possibly run that long of a distance without getting outside of the parks, but like that's why you're paying the big bucks is to run in the parks. So it's nice that they added more time for that. That's great to hear.
Yeah, I think they might have took a kind of like a lesson from Disneyland, because on the last Disneyland race, I ran it, and running is, I don't know if you can call what I did run, but I participated. So anyway, we ran back and forth, and I remember telling Sarah, I was like, I've seen this castle like 8 or 9 times, and it's small, right? But you're over here, you're back over, you're circling around the back, and you're coming from the front. I'm like, at one point I was like, how many times am I going to run by this castle? But it really did it where you spent so much time, because other than that, you're running through Anaheim, and I mean, we know what running through Anaheim is like. But we're not going to talk about that because Jody B is not a fan of that run. But still, it's glad that they're kind of doing that, at least at Disney World now. And Scott, no need to apologize for being a pack of one.
I feel bad because like I got my people here, I just don't. Yeah. No. Again, I just do really weird intervals, but it was funny though, because I was checking in on the team too, and like Jared and Stacey and Dana, I could sometimes even see them. Like I'd be like heading up this curve, and I could see them up ahead. Like it's like a mirage. Like I feel like they're so close, but yet they're a little far away. They're getting their water stop. I could never catch them. But yeah, we didn't finish that much further behind each other, so it's kind of funny.
Yep.
Definitely agree with the part time is great. I do miss the lights though. The old night race from Wine and Dine, running through the Osborne lights, was like one of the coolest experiences. But it's still good to have that Hollywood Studios time. Different for this race too. So when we left Hollywood Studios, we actually went towards Coronado, and ran through the Blizzard Beach parking lot like you do during the marathon.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, all that stuff I said about them doing a better course, take it back, because Blizzard Beach parking lot, man, that is,
it's
at least the sun wasn't up.
It's brutal, and that was the only
That's
consolation, was that it was earlier in the day than when you hit it on the marathon course. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't, brutally hot. It wasn't, the sun beating down, baking that asphalt. It was still Blizzard Beach parking lot, but I've also run through that when it's been a heck of a lot worse than it was that day.
Then actually the rest of the course just felt like normal Disney half marathon. Like you hit the open roads. I hate those like on ramps. Like those are just so like uneven, and like never been a fan of those. I usually walk those, and then you get to Epcot. Unfortunately, Disney's been bad about like having spectators on the course, so you really don't see any spectators until you get back to the Epcot bus station. So we had some lizards. I know Molly and Brenda were there. We had my friends Beth and Jason, Veronica were there, a whole bunch of other people. So that was really cool to have them cheer us on our way to the finish line.
Cool.
That's great. Awesome. So now the big question is, what did you guys do to celebrate?
We went to Boma, as you know, because we're supposed to go to Boma to celebrate Tim's birthday. But
Boma buffet brunch or buffet breakfast. That was my first time having the breakfast at Boma.
Last year was my first time going to Boma brunch. So yeah.
Right. Okay. What do you think, Jared? Your first time? What do you think about it?
It was pretty enjoyable. If anybody from this podcast knows Scotty G, they know that he likes the Boma mustard. That's I think that's his favorite food. Period, is the Boma mustard. They have a Bloody Mary that is made with the Boma mustard. So I had to try one of those. It was a great Bloody Mary. The buffet brunch was, I'd say, standard Disney buffet, breakfast, fare. So it was very solid. Nothing really stood out as spectacular. But again, there were no slouches, if you will, on that buffet either. It was all really good. It was all really solid. And of course they had the Boma mustard.
The Boma mustard. And I agree with that. I've had better Boma buffets. I think the time of day plays a role in that too. This was like an 11:30 breakfast ADR. So I feel like they were just kind of like over it at that point almost too. Like, I don't know. I've had like 8:30 ADRs there. And I feel like were better food qualities, maybe like better option. And it's been a few years since I've done that breakfast, but I can't add or take away anything than what Jared said. It just was like, it's kind of what you expect, right? From a Disney buffet. And it did its purpose, right? We were hungry. And I'm weird, like, after a race, so like I'm not the hungriest. Like, I wanted to have that Bloody Mary with the Boma mustard. I think I mentioned earlier, I don't drink that much Powerade and Gatorade usually. I just think I had a lot of stuff in my body that I just was not used to. So I was not feeling a drink at that moment. I was more so feeling a nap, even though I went straight to Magic Kingdom right afterwards. But I just didn't want to take a chance like on an alcoholic beverage or anything. I was saving that later that evening for the Epcot after party.
Was there any Boma mustard left on the buffet when you guys left the restaurant?
Not much. I actually have video of it for our YouTube channel, and there was not much left in that container. I was like, dang, did I do this?
Yeah, it's not a negative to say it's standard fare.
Yeah. I felt like last year there was some dish that I really enjoyed that was a little different, but I can't recall like what it was. So I have to go back and look. But anyway, okay. So you guys had your Boma breakfast. Sounds like you went to Magic Kingdom for a little while. And then
Jared and I kind of broke off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we split up it was just a little split up. We weren't breaking up, but
Just trying to see other people for a little bit. That's
I've only done one ride at this point, and it was Pirates before Beacon Barrel. I was like, I should probably like do a couple rides this weekend, or a couple attractions. And it had not really rained all weekend until I got to Magic Kingdom, and it rained. So I did the People Mover, I did Haunted Mansion. Because it was raining, I was trying to get somewhere indoors. I was wearing my Corvette shoes, as I call them. I was wearing my Mickey like Brooks, and I only wear them on dry 75-degree blue sky days. And of course, it's raining, so I'm worried about my shoes.
The shoes are garage kept.
Yes, yeah. But I went into the that new DVC lounge at Magic Kingdom, which is like where the old shooting gallery is, and I will say that is not great.
Oh,
really?
Like the Epcot one is so much better. You go in there and you have a seat, and there's a freestyle machine, so you can get like some sodas, and they have like some bags of chips. I think it was like graham crackers or something. But they didn't come around and ask, like at the Epcot one, I feel like you get served a little bit. Like they'll come around with a card and ask if you want some of these snacks, almost like on an airline. No, it was like kind of get up and get it yourself. And there just wasn't much going on in there. But I mean, it served its purpose though, because of the rain. It kept me dry for a little bit and indoors. And it was very dark. It was very like Frontier Lodge. Like I thought the theming was in there cool, but it wasn't anything spectacular, I would say.
The best one by far is the one in Disney Springs, right, Lonnie G?
Yes. Love the one at Disney Springs.
That one.
I've been to that one.
Oh, it's upstairs.
You got to go to that one.
You got to go. It's
okay.
You go upstairs, and it's like this whole big area. I mean, that one, super cool. You got to check that DVC lounge out.
Where's the entrance? Oh, I'm not a DVC member, so you can't tell me. Is that it?
I'm trying to
It's
think
the best kept secret, Jared.
It's across the way from a restaurant that's, it's one of those places you know how to get to it, but you don't know where it is. But when you get to the restaurant where it is.
Is it like Wine Bar George? Is it like over there somewhere?
No.
It's not over there.
No, it's closer to like Ghirardelli, right? Over near that area.
It's just going to continue to be a mystery.
It's actually kind of closer to
Jared. I'll take you next time.
I'm gonna have to flex my Google muscles here and find out where this thing is. And I need to find a friend.
Anyway, it's really awesome. We had an amazing time there. Lonnie and I did, like we had a great time. That lounge is legit. So check that one out.
Yeah. So I was lounging at Magic Kingdom, and then I went back and took a nap. Jared, I believe you connected with a friend of the Duck Show, right?
I did. So there was a mutual friend of ours, Jody Cheryl Pavia, was at the race weekend with her friend Jennifer, and they wanted to meet up with Stacy and I because we gave them a lot of advice on their Alaska cruise that we had taken earlier in the year. So Cheryl and her friend did that same cruise 2 weeks after us. So hit us up for, hey, what's some must do's in Vancouver, what's kind of, give us some insider information, some tips on what to do on the cruise and the stop. So I, had just gotten off our cruise. I brain dumped to her. So she, wanted to meet up with us and say thank you and and of course say hi and visit for a little bit. So we met up at the bar at Cake Bake Shop.
Oh,
And yeah, that was my first time there. Wow, that place is fancy.
It is. It's fancy.
Wow,
fancy.
that place is fancy. It's I walked in there and everything is white and clean and pristine. And I was not expecting that at all.
You would never think that Sports Ball was there.
I know that was an ESPN restaurant. That is so bizarre.
When I walk in, my pinky automatically
it immediately goes out like that.
I don't know why.
Like a magnetic.
Yeah, it's like
it is. So yeah, we met up with them.
I love Cheryl and Jennifer. Love.
Super nice people, and we had just such a great time. A couple of cocktails and a couple of desserts. I believe so. Three of us, Cheryl, Jennifer, and myself, we got the Black Swan, which is their version of an espresso martini. Mm-hmm. Outstanding. It was really good. Stacy got the frozen peach Bellini. She said that was really good as well.
Ooh, I like a Bellini.
Yeah, it was really good. It was so thick and slushy though. She was having a hard time drinking it. It kept getting stuck on the side of the glass. And then we just got a couple of desserts. Cheryl and Jennifer shared it was a peanut butter chocolate mousse pie that looked heavenly.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy got the what was it, banana pudding. She said that was really good. And I had the seasonal pecan pie. Yeah, it was a slice of pecan pie. All of them were very, very, very good. But all of them, of course, paled in comparison to the company we were with.
Yeah, I really like Cheryl. She's a friend of the show. She actually recommended that the drinks and the pie to us, to me and my daughter, and we went over and got it, and it did not disappoint.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. But she was nice enough to be able to arrange a table for us in the bar, because usually I don't think those tables are their first come first serve or whatever it is. And she said that her and Jennifer, when it's just the two of them, they'll just go up to the bar and they're easy to grab a couple of seats there. But since it was four of us, she thought that might be a little awkward to try to have conversations. So she arranged for us to have a table in the bar. Really nice. It was really nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's nice. All right. So then Sunday night, the big after party. So please tell me you didn't make the same mistake we did last year, which is we were in the America Pavilion and we decided to go check the wait time for Guardians. And that was an epic fail because the wait time was like 2 hours. So that was a long walk to find out. So how did you guys spend the after party?
So yeah, I didn't go to the party with any expectation to ride anything really. We got there a couple of hours before the party, the official start of the party. I think the official start of the party is 10 p.m. and goes until 1, but with your ticket you can get in at 5. We got there a little bit before 5. Stacy and I think Scott, you and Liz were still off doing your little Magic Kingdom excursion or your side quest, if you will, at Magic Kingdom.
I did have my side quest was also at the boardwalk. I went to the Trattoria for dinner to have some spaghetti and meatballs, for the theme of the race, because it was a Lady and the Tramp theme.
So yeah,
marathon, which is like my favorite movie. So yeah.
Yep. And Stacy and I, so we I think we rode a couple of rides before the party started. And Scott and Liz were having dinner. And then before the party, pretty much I think my objective was to drink as many beach blonde ales from the Blankenhans kiosk at the American Pavilion, because that is my absolute favorite beer in all of Walt Disney World. Is the I think it's Three Daughters brand beach blonde ale. And then Scott and Liz I saw they were over in the France Pavilion. I think you guys came in over there, and I think you rode Remy's.
We did. So we came in right as Luminous was finishing up. I was like kind of worried, like, will they let us in at International Gateway for the hard ticket event? But a lot of people would be staying at those resorts, right? So that was no problem getting in. and we are like, let's just do Ratatouille. Let's just do another ride because I haven't like done much from an attraction standpoint. Not that I needed to. Like we go so often. It was all about the friendships. But we walked right on there. Like 30 minutes wasn't too bad. But then Remy and Emile were out. And if you guys know the Gardeners, we love Ratatouille. It's our family favorite movie. And to see both of them out at the same time was like pretty cool. So we waited in line to see a character. We waited like 40 minutes. But it was fine. We were just chatting, having a good time, me and Liz, wondering what Jared and Stacy were up to. Like, oh man, we got to go see them after this, But we got our photo with Remy and Emile. It was super cool. And we just started a walk-in showcase. Finally met up with Jared and Stacy and Dana, and our friend John from the Lizards was also there too. So we just kind of hung out with our group, walking around, having the beach blonde ales, doing some character stops, and it did rain, I will say. So the rain, like, it wasn't like a downpour, but it was kind of like an annoying rain where like it just didn't stop. And I think that left a lot of people away from the party. Did you think that too, Jared?
I do, yeah. When the rain first started, I don't think that scared people off, but it picked up for a little bit, and I think that chased everybody off. And it didn't last much more than 20-30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just enough to clear a bunch of people out. And once that was done, then we pretty much had free reign of the party. Scott said he met up with us. He knew where to find me. He knew where I was.
I knew where he was. It's not like I don't stalk him every single day of my life or anything.
Well, I had to get my beach blonde ale.
The beach blondes too. I actually emptied the keg at one point on the beach blonde, and I was worried that we were done for the night. But as I was sitting at the picnic tables there in America, I saw this nice cast member come by with a new keg, and I knew what it had to be. So we had a couple more of those for sure. Yeah,
I tell the story that I tell the story that I got the cream off the top of the keg, and Scotty got the bottom of the barrel.
I got the bottom of the barrel.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. It's sacrifices I make.
That's right.
Yeah, so we just kind of walked around. I think we're all tired too. We've been up for a long time. I think we may have taken some small minor naps in there. And then we had to do the Midwest goodbye. We had to say goodbye because Liz and I we had our breakfast at Hollywood and Vine the next morning. I wanted to see Minnie in those cute little Halloween costumes. I just think those are so fun, right? So,
how was it?
Oh my God. The buffet spread is actually pretty good. Like, I think it's one of the better ones. And I was going to tell you, Jared, they had like a salmon bagel casserole dish. I was like, oh my God, I think Stacy
would have loved
this. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If she finds out about that, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. Okay. You might be going to Hollywood and Vine.
Oh yeah. That's going to be the new routine.
Yeah, so I thought it was kind of interesting. They have some unique options at that, and they also have the ice cream machine for breakfast. And Scotty G likes to make those like huge ice cream. So that's how I kind of wrapped up our trip before we headed to back to the airport.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And Jared, I think you had a whole another day, lucky dog.
We did. Back to the party. When we did catch up with you, there were a few character stops that we stopped for. Duffy was out, so we stopped and saw Duffy in American Adventure, and we stopped with Mushu and Mulan.
Oh, fun.
To bring it back to Scotty's 5K.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I don't know if everyone wanted to stay in that line, but we're just sitting around drinking and talking. So why not stay in the line and see a character, right?
Yep.
I mean, might as well.
So yeah, you guys left on Monday, and Stacey and I stuck around until Tuesday afternoon.
And another Beacon Barrel stop, right?
And another Beacon Barrel stop on Monday. So three times. If that's any endorsement for how much we enjoyed that lounge. We stopped there 3 times in
question.
like a period.
For both of you, if you had to, they're very, very, very different experiences, but if you could only do one or the other, would you do Beacon Barrel or would you do GO82?
GO82.
I'm gonna have to think about that one a little bit because the experiences are so different. It depends on really what you want to accomplish. If you want to have that highly themed, albeit shortened experience, Beacon Barrel is definitely, if you want that Disney theming feeling, Beacon Barrel is definitely where it's at. If you want, kind of like a higher end, relaxing, just kind of, chill experience, with crafted cocktails and delicious food, Geo.
You're really selling the Geo experience right now, Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going I want that Geo experience. Take note, Jody. Put that on the list.
Yes, sir.
I just want to know in a few months, because I will say, like, the rushing didn't like bother me, but I was just like, man, will you let me breathe and let me kind of enjoy this experience a little bit? That's just kind of like
it was
rubbed me the wrong way
it was
little
a
bit.
shock. It was a bit of a shock just to have it in your face like that. Like, hey, you guys, you're on the clock.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you guys had an amazing time. I'm incredibly sad that I missed
You
it
were
all.
missed.
I-
I wish
Yeah.
you were experiencing all these things with us.
Yeah,
And
The
you
only
too,
thing that
Lonnie. I
would
know
have
you
made it
weren't
more
registered,
fun
but
were more
we missed you
friends.
too.
It was I know Timmy wanted to be there for his birthday, so that was a bummer. But you know what? It just means next time we're together, it's gonna be extra special because
That's right.
what's our count on 220 something days? Anyone? I don't know.
I
what
don't
it is.
know.
Two
I turn a scary number on that one, so I don't really want to count down to it.
I got an alert today though for my cruise for Lizzie G's 40th that every time something's wrong with like the passport picture or something that I upload, so I got to go make that correction today.
Oh, jeez.
Every time.
I know that happened to you.
But I use the
Labor
same
Day.
photo every time. That's why I don't understand.
Yes, what
You know,
we shall
this
read.
is like sending you emails, Scotty G. That's all.
That's
We
what it
shall
is,
read
yeah.
it again in July of 2026, if not
Nice.
before, if not sooner.
If that before. Well, I like before.
Yeah, I like before.
Me too. Me too.
Well, thanks, guys, for joining us today. But look, you can't get off the hook yet because we need to transition to what some say is the absolute best part of the show, and that is quacking up with the ducks.
Oh boy.
So, no
they say
pressure,
that?
no pressure. But Jody B, can you make us
Yes.
laugh? Can you quack us up today?
Well, I'll try. I'm not very good at this, but I will try. So, so speaking of bars going out, we were out not long ago, and a friend of ours ordered this non-alcoholic wine, and I said, "Oh gosh, is that good?" And he's like, "Yeah, it was delicious." And I said, "I have to see it. I don't think you have the proof."
Mm.
Got it.
That's a thinker, Jody.
That's quacking me up.
Non-alcoholic, having to think of the proof. Yeah, there we go.
Mhm,
That was.
mhm.
I tried.
Mhm. So, Jared, you're up, sir. Can you follow
my
Jody
turn.
B and quack us
All
up?
right. Well, I don't know if so much of a joke as it is a story that I have to tell, but my wife, was in labor, and I called the hospital. And I said, "Hey, my wife's in labor. What do I need to do?" And they said, "Well, is this her first child?" I said, "No, this is her husband." Thank you. You're all too kind.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
That's good.
All right, Scotty G. Now the pressure's on.
I'm so nervous. I came up with this morning. I was like, I need a joke for the Ducks. I mean, that's how we wrap up these episodes. So it's kind of a story too. Hopefully, I get the delivery right. But right, Jared. Your last joke. For the Wine and Dine Half Marathon, there are a lot of runners dressed in themed costumes, such as spaghetti and meatballs, and even Lady and the Tramp themselves. There's a Lady and the Tramp themed race, right? As you all know, I didn't train for this race. So I decided to keep it simple and run as the most relatable runDisney duo out there. Lazy and the Cramps.
I like that you went original.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like it. I like it.
I tried.
Man, I hate to follow that one up.
Not the best delivery. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's
That was
great.
some good delivery. I know I can't follow it up, but I'm going to try my best. Speaking of Gardner, why did the Gardner lose the race?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because he took the wrong route.
Oh.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's Chris.
You all quack me up.
Look, when it's dad jokes, there is no such thing as a bad joke.
That is true. That is
Well,
true.
guys, thank you all so much for joining us. But before we get off as well, Scotty G and Jared both have some outstanding YouTube channels. If you want to see what's going on in their lives, Scotty G, how can people keep up with you?
It's called Must See Adventures. So it's like SEE, like our initials, Scott, Elizabeth, Emily. So you can find us on YouTube. We post like travel videos, like our vacations, so we tend to do like series. So if we go on a cruise, 5-night cruise, we're going to have all 5 nights broken out into it. So it's just like our daily lives on vacation. I think it's a lot of fun. So please like and subscribe to us at Must See Adventures. A lot of you that are recording here, we got to get you on one soon, though, Lonnie. Have been on our episodes. I collab with Jared a lot on our videos, and Jody's been on some of our Hawaii ones and two. So if you want to see the ducks, come check out Must See Adventures. That's another way to see them all.
Yeah. And look, definitely check out his Alani videos. They're fantastic. So
Thank you, Lonnie. Appreciate
His,
it.
Lonnie
yes, sir.
videos?
Oh,
His Lonnie videos?
you clapped me up.
Yay! Twofer.
Yeah,
All right, and I guess I do have a small YouTube presence as well. My channel is called It's the Journey. I started it whenever I was training for a couple of Run Disney series races, Dopey a few years ago, and then I've also kind of added a couple of vacation videos as well. I don't keep up with it quite as much as Scotty does, but if you do want to, if you're having a curious itch to scratch and you want to check it out someday, you can find me at itjvlog.com. So ITJ, it's the journey, vlog.com.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
And thank you guys.
Said, the Alaskan costumes were fantastic. I think Mickey and Minnie were jealous. I saw it in Mickey's eye.
Please.
So, well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Loved hearing the recap. Like I said, if you like what you hear, we covet your 5 stars. Please follow us on the socials. And I think Jeff says it best. Maybe John as well. Kwaharini.
Bye, friends.
Yeah.
Can Lonnie hear me?
I can.
Jared, are you allergic to Lonnie?
I don't think so.